Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
In the travel news section of the show, I'll be talking about a strike that's coming our way in June. I'll tell you who it is, what dates and what times they're going to be striking and why. Of course, you probably don't care why, you just want to know where and when. But you're going to have to listen to the end of the show to find out, so that should keep you here. I'm speaking to Karen Blanchard, the Communications Coordinator for the Tenerife Tourism Corporation on the island. We're talking about why you should visit Tenerife. Although we've been talking for a while, we've not really covered the tourist areas, and we're going to put that right now.
The main resorts are along the south west coast of Tenerife. So you're looking at El Médano, which is the windsurfing capital, with a long sandy beach. You're looking at the Los Cristianos area, the Playa de las Americas area, Costa de Eje. And then, of course, you've got the Los Gigantes area, which is a lot quieter and more sedate. All of these are within easy reach of Tenerife South Airport. Very different as well. Los Cristianos was once a fishing village that developed because of its amazing climate. Las Americas is a purpose-built resort, so that's got lots of bars, lots of hotels, restaurants and shopping centres. And then Costa de Eje is the 5-star hotel area, and there's luxury villas there and sort of top-end shopping centres. All of these areas have sandy beaches and lots of activities. We have theme parks, water sports, anything from sailing, diving, as I said before, whale and dolphin watching, jet ski, hire, parasailing, you name it, you can do it. We've even got a little yellow submarine you can go down in. Along the north coast, which tends to be more of a lava coast, it tends to be steeper, there are jet black sand beaches. The beaches in the south tend to be different shades of brown. We do have 1 or 2 golden sandy beaches, but the beaches are volcanic here, so they're very, very different from your typical tourist resort beaches. They say that if you lie on volcanic sand, it's very therapeutic, and it helps you with things like rheumatism and aching joints. Puerto de la Cruz on the north has swimming pools set in lava, and that was Tenerife's first holiday destination. It's a beautiful old town, and the Beatles chose it for their first holiday when they were a group in 1963. And Agatha Christie based a novel there as well. That's well worth a visit. Again, that would be, for people looking perhaps for a more quieter holiday with access to nature, hiking. And if you're looking more for action, lots of sunshine and beaches, then the south. But again, you can have all of that anywhere on the island, really.
You said about how therapeutic the volcanic sand is. If I rub it in my head, would my hair grow back?
That's a good one. We could patent it and become millionaires.
Yeah. I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Mike Barry.
And I'm Bob Bluffield.
And together with Alan Mullion, we bring you The Grumpy Old Men on Saturday morning between 8 and 10. We take a look back at what's been happening during the week and let's just say discuss it.
Oh yes, we do play some good music as well. That's all here every Saturday morning between 8 and 10 on Seclo Sounds.
Of course, there are some who just fly and flop when they go on a holiday to Tenerife. They just flop by the pool or the beach. But people who do that are missing out on an awful lot of what the island can offer. And now Karen is going to talk to us about excursions you should do when you visit Tenerife for a holiday.
Well, definitely to Mount Teide National Park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That is a must. There you can see the island's volcanic origins. You can wander through lunar landscapes. There are species of flora that don't exist anywhere else in the world. High altitude flowers and plants. And also, because you're going so high up, you actually go above the forest, which attracts the clouds. So you get a very unusual phenomenon called the Sea of Clouds. So you're actually above the clouds, and it is absolutely amazing. Other trips and excursions, definitely go on a whale and dolphin watching trip. I would say visit Santa Cruz and La Laguna, which are up in the north. Visit Puerto de la Cruz, that's on the north coast. Maybe go on a stargazing tour at night. And just head out, really. Head out into the hills.
Mm-hmm.
That's my recommendation. And discover that the tourist resorts of Tenerife occupy a very, very, very small part of the island. 50% of the island is actually protected. It's nature reserve or it's national park. So there's only a very, very small part of the island that is touristy.
If somebody's been a few times and they've done most of the excursions and they managed to get away from the bars and the chips, what would you recommend they should do as a completely different part of being in Tenerife?
Well, I definitely recommend going to visit the little port village of Garachica, which is on the north coast. It's beautiful. It's very, very small. It's directly on the Atlantic Ocean. It has lava swimming pools. You can actually swim in them, which are protected from the Atlantic. There are some very nice little restaurants and bars there. And also La Rotada, that's a beautiful old town as well on the north coast, with lots of cobble streets and old buildings and the typical Canary Islands balconies that are built out of the pine wood. We have hidden villages in the mountains like Masca and Taganana. And you can actually go to very, very hidden beaches over on the northeast side of the island, which is an experience in itself because the roads are quite windy and you go up through the forests. People don't think that Tenerife actually has that kind of landscape, but we have 2 or 3 different types of forests. We have pine forest. We have what I call the rainforest, which is laurel. And then we also have eucalyptus forests as well. So definitely hire a car and explore the island.
You haven't seen me drive. You wouldn't have said that if you'd seen me drive.
Well, you take a tour then.
Have a driver.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was looking at background information for this, I came across a bioclimatic house. What's one of those?
Well, it's a house which is totally energy self-sufficient. Basically, it relies on wind, air, and solar power. And Tenerife has the world's first village of bioclimatic carbon-free emission homes. We've got 20 stylish villas. They were all designed by a different architect from a different country. They're just 10 minutes away from the South Airport at our Renewable Energy Institute site, which you can actually visit as a visitor. You can do the renewable energy tour there. It's actually quite an experience to look around these houses and even stay in one. You can go online and book them because the houses are nicely warm in the winter and they're nice and cool in the summer. Just basically using principles of ventilation, water. For example, one of the houses has got its own little canal running through it, if you like, because the water keeps the house cool in the summer. They are open, but obviously you have to book. You can't just turn up there.
Yeah, it seems the complete opposite to my house. It's cold in the winter and too hot in the summer.
Right.
Yeah, it's 200 years old. I'll have to let it off.
Ah, well, these ones aren't. No, these are brand new.
Youngsters.
These are brand new.
You can make comments about the show at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show.
If a family with 2 small children were to go to Tenerife for a holiday, whereabouts would you recommend they stay?
Well, really, all of the resorts are family-friendly. The Tenerife people love children, so you can really go anywhere with children. You can go to restaurants with them, and they'll get fussed over. Obviously, the south coast, the sea is a bit more sheltered than the north coast, so it's obviously more recommended if you've got young children. So I would say anywhere along the south coast. There's plenty of hotels and apartments that cater to families. Costa de Eje, Los Cristianos, Costa del Silencio, Los Gigantes, the Puerto de la Cruz area, definitely.
How about an annoyingly young couple who want to do lots of nightlife? Where would they go?
Or definitely the south.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the south. That's really where the nightlife is focused. So, yeah, stay Playa de las Americas, Costa de Eje area, definitely. And then you're near where all the top clubs and discos and bars are.
Now to somebody more my holidaying type. Somebody has to have a break halfway up the stairs. Where would I go to rejuvenate myself?
Well, the 4- and 5-star hotels have spas. So that's definitely recommended. You can have volcanic treatments there. Tropical fruit treatments. If you wanted to get away from it all, you could actually stay in a 200-year-old cottage in the middle of nowhere. We have a network of rural houses. Many of them have been lovingly restored. You can go onto our website, webtenerife.co.uk, and check out rural accommodation. We also have boutique hotels. So maybe the north of the island, if you wanted to get away from it all and be close to nature and you're not that interested in, beach type holiday.
The rural cottages appeals to me. I have to check that out. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the combination of sunshine, the warm temperatures, and being next to the Atlantic, that really makes people relax and rejuvenate, just strolling along the promenade. But as I said before, the spas are really the place where you can indulge.
You've given loads of examples of excursions and things to see and do already, but if somebody is on the island for a short time, maybe for business, what is the one thing they must do while they're on the island?
Well, definitely they should go up the volcano Mount Teide and see the national park. That I really recommend. The experience of going up the volcano at that altitude in a cable car and the views are just stunning. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And walking around with the crisp mountain air and the clear blue sky and the sunshine, it is fabulous. It's just fabulous. If you're more energetic, then we have water parks. And if you're staying in the north of the island, then you really must go and see Loro Park, where we have the orcas, the killer whales and the dolphins and lots of other attractions in the park itself. But I think Teide definitely is number one.
You've already mentioned the website a few times, but how can we find out more about going to Tenerife?
Well, I'd definitely say the website, and then you can read up about Tenerife online.
Mm-hmm.
There's, several websites that, can give you an insight into activities on the island and things to do. But definitely our official website, www.webtenerife.co.uk, is the most comprehensive source of information about Tenerife.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you for your time.
Seclo Sounds is based at the Old Rectory, the home of our studio partner Interaction MK. They've been bringing arts to life in Milton Keynes for over 35 years. They use the arts to improve the life chances of disabled people and others in challenging circumstances through shared creative activity. These programs help participants to develop creative, personal and social skills. You can visit them at www.interactionmk.org.uk.
I'm Colin Price, and when I'm not touring the globe with some of the biggest names in rock, you can join me every Friday at 8 p.m. for Roadie Rocks. I'll be raiding the vaults for the very best in classic rock, bringing you stories from the